Come here, you wee shite. Oh, fuck. No, no. Get up, go. Mate, we need to get fucking out of here before we both get fucking bullied. How good was Rockstar's bully or Canis Canem edit for us in Europe who couldn't handle a game about being a bully and fighting bullies being called as such? It's Grand Theft Auto but for kids, but not really. But who cares, because I don't see anything wrong with simulating beating the fuck out of some nerds, wedging them, throwing them into lockers and so on, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. You're Jimmy Hopkins, a 15-year-old with a skinhead who's just been abandoned by their mum and left to rot at the worst school in America, complete with a dickhead master.
And boy, remember, you will have a clean nose, so keep it clean, or we'll clean it for you.
Keep your hands away from my nose. It's got your pervert PE teacher, some psychopath called Gary, and all the other different cliques you'd expect, so, you know, Bulworth Academy could be any high school, really. And even though this is a video game, Bulworth Academy is a school, so you will be going to your fucking classes and getting your work done. It shows you just how good a game this is, that it actually has you doing your studies in between sneaking into the girls' dorm, snogging girls, or guys, I'm not caring. These classes, though, they are essentially mini-games. The English class involves a sort of word puzzle, which I guarantee had everyone saying at one point, how the fuck is that not a word? In chemistry, you had to push the correct buttons in time, and PE was actually PE. You got to fucking launch some dodgeballs at people and wrestle this guy called Fatty. And for completing these classes, you're rewarded with appropriate skills, like completing English gave you better patter to get yourself out of dodgy situations, and art made you more of a hit with the birds, naturally. We meet some interesting characters early on in the game, like Algie, who's a nerd with a weak bladder and pishes himself as soon as anyone looks at him. Big Daft Russell, the top bully, who's like fucking King Kong. Plus obviously Gary, who's kinda fucked up in the head, not because he likes to torture people, but he thinks shaving a line in his eyebrow makes him look cool. Or maybe it's a scar, but he's pretty much scarring this other character, Wee Petey, for life. I like Wee Petey, he's a sound boy. I could talk a lot more about the story, which is a masterpiece in of itself, but what sort of mischief could you get up to in between missions and after you've done your classes? Well, you're spoiled for choice, really. Just straight up kick the shit out of someone, kick the shit out of a wee boy, put someone in a fucking bin or maybe a locker, steal people's possessions out of their locker, throw itching powder at people, make the place stink with a stink bomb, or how about setting off a banger in someone's face, nearly getting caught by the prefects, spearing the prefects and then going hiding in a bin, flush someone's head down a fucking toilet, climb up a tree and start shooting people with a slingshot, or my personal favourite, laying down a classic trap of marbles at the exit of the boys' dorm, pulling the fire alarm and watching carnage unfold. And that's us just getting started, but all that mischief comes at a price when you get caught. In this video game, you actually get punished for being bad, and no like you lose some money or ammo. You genuinely are put in fucking detention and made to cut the grass. In fact, the more mischief you cause, the worse the punishment gets. I mean, it's just more grass to cut really, but that's still some of your actual time being devoted to cutting virtual grass because someone grassed you in. As you progress through the story, you unlock more items like the skateboard, and it just so happens that Jimmy is Tony Hawk's long lost son, a better slingshot to practically kill people in one shot, but you also progress through seasons as you make your way to the top of the Bulworth food chain. In autumn, once you trigger the Halloween mission, the in-game clock disappears and you're free to get up to all sorts on Halloween. All the teachers and prefects are at a party, so all the kids are doing whatever the fuck they want. You're dressed as a skeleton, Gary has a rather dubious uniform on, and Wee Petey is dressed like a fucking bunny rabbit, but he shites himself later after you start causing some havoc. Havoc like placing a lit firework down for all the kids to approach, as if that's totally not the first thing you're told not to do with a lit firework. It explodes in people's faces, and that's borderline attempted murder or even manslaughter. Throwing eggs at people is pretty small fry compared to that actually. Anyway, this mission's finale involves picking up some dog shite, putting it in a bag and setting that bag on fire, only for the pervy PE teacher to stamp on said bag and get shite all over his shoes. Classic. Then Halloween is over. Gutted. Not long after that, your psychopath friend Gary sets you up for a big showdown underneath the school with your man Russell. This is tough, by the way, pure David and Goliath stuff. You need to try and dodge the big man as he rushes you so that he takes a header straight into the wall and gives you an opportunity to get some hits in, although at some point you're just going to have to accept that he's going to deploy the walls of Jericho on you. He isn't invincible though, and once you beat him, Gary fucks off and now the bullies will be a bit more nice to you. You have completed the bullies basically, for now anyway. You have also completed the first chapter of the game and unlocked the town area of the map. Nice. So how good was Bully? Well, you'll just have to wait for part 2 when we'll take a look at all the stuff you can get up to outside of the school before we decide how good this game actually was. Thanks a lot for watching, and in the meantime you can give me your opinion on this game and what your favourite things to do in Bully were, because there's a lot of stuff that hasn't even got a proper mention in this video. A like on the video would be very much appreciated as always. Have a nice day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.